Welcome to the Golden State Media Concepts Beauty Tips Podcast, the show that gives you advice on everything from hair to fashion to skincare products. We'll talk about the latest trends in makeup, hairstyles, and anti-aging remedies. And we'll cover all of the newest fashion trends. If you have an interest in or questions about the beauty and fashion trends that might work best for you, the Golden State Media Concepts Beauty Tips Podcast has got you covered.
Hello, everyone. Thank you for tuning in to the GSMC Beauty Tips Podcast, brought to you by the GSMC Podcast Network. I am your host, Melissa. Guys, what's going on? How are you doing today? I am so excited. I have a bit of a weekend away. Not really away. I mean, I'm not like going anywhere. I'm not leaving the state. But my fiance and I are celebrating our engagement. We're so excited to have just like a time to relax, really. I don't know if I've ever said this before on here, but like I really don't know how to do free time. I'm always doing and running and going like nonstop. It's just the way I am. I'm a busybody. I can't sit still. So, it is Friday as I'm recording this. I'm trying to get a little bit ahead of the game here. So, on Wednesday, I went for my eyelashes. And I thought I would talk to you guys about my experience, what to expect, my basic review on the whole thing, and just, a step-by-step on how the whole thing went. Cause I know that I get very anxious about things like this. I've had some pretty bad experiences, not with Catherine. Obviously, Catherine's a good friend of mine. We've definitely gotten closer with me being her client. Going to her for my eyelashes and my eyebrows. I went to her for my hair for a little while. So we've definitely gotten closer with, me being her client. But, I've never had a bad experience with Catherine. I'll say that hands down. Let me plug, actually, her Instagram page again. So we are in, the Scranton, Pennsylvania area. So if you're ever here, hit up Catherine. Her lashes page is Lovely Lashies. Lashies is Lashiess. She's awesome. Guys, I literally can't hype her up enough. Like, I definitely get so anxious doing these things, and she's, she knows exactly how to calm me down, exactly how to make me feel like I'm gonna be taken care of and everything is gonna be fine. So, like I said, I've never had a bad experience with Catherine. She's been fantastic with me literally since the first time. I remember, one of the first times I went to her was to get my hair dyed this crazy purple. Oh my god, it was so cool. And I had a pixie at that time, and it was literally, I think, the coolest hair I've ever had in my entire life. Right down to the fade, honestly. It was so cool. I loved it. We called it the Purple People Eater. It was just awesome. And, since then I've been going to her for literally everything because she's just fantastic, and I want to support her in everything that she does. So, like I said, we're in the Scranton, Pennsylvania area. She is fantastic. So if you're ever here, go to her. If you live here, go. Don't even think about it. If you are interested in any kind of anything that I've been talking about, from my eyelashes and the eyebrows episode and anything in this, go. Go. Absolutely. Ask her every question. She's fantastic. So, I have had my fair share of bad experiences, though. I actually have not. So my aunt is 62. She was a hairdresser for the longest time back in her heyday. She still cuts my hair. I As long as, you know, I'm okay with it, she's okay with it, it's, you know, it's good, it's fine, whatever. Like, I have a pixie, so I have to do that upkeep, and I don't have a regular hairdresser. It used to be Catherine. She doesn't do hair anymore, which is totally fine. You know, whatever. But, my aunt cuts my hair, and I haven't colored my hair in a year. And I will tell you why. So, a while ago, I actually had to grow my hair out for a show. So it was a little bit longer than like chin length. It was a blunt cut, you know, whatever. And I went in with this picture. Now, I am a balayage queen. I hate maintenance. I don't want anything to the root. I want to be able to dye my hair and not have to touch it for like a year. Honestly. I'm not totally about upkeep. My hair has been bright blonde. It's been like a dark brunette. You know, I've been everywhere. Everywhere and anywhere. So, I am half Irish, half Italian, and my mother's side has a lot of, you know, that ginger-esque, you know, hair, skin type thing. My aunt has always told me that when I bleach my hair, it goes red, it goes warm, because I have warm undertones in my hair. So here I am thinking, maybe I should try some kind of strawberry blonde moment, right? So I find this picture, I fall in love with it, it is exactly what I want. And I understand, I'm an understanding client here. Like, I know that if I walk in with a picture, you're not going to be able to copy and paste it onto my head. Because my hair is going to lift differently, you know, everything. You have to take everything into account. And I totally understand that. I know that, you know, I'm going to show you this picture. It's a reference picture so that we can go from this to something very similar and we can work it out and figure it out together, right? So, I walk in with this reference picture. It is, and I tell her, I want a balayage. I want to be low maintenance. I understand that this isn't a low maintenance color. It was a strawberry blonde red moment with some highlights and some lowlights. It was just very dimensional. That's something that's important to me with my hair, because it's so short and I already have a cut in style. I want a color that's going to complement my style. And I like a lot of dimension. So I went in with this picture. And she's like, yeah, we're not going to be able to do that. And I was like, what? What do you mean? Like, there's no way that we could work this out? Like, you know, something similar? Like, something? And she's like, yeah, your hair is far too short. Like, and yeah, the girl in the picture's hair was very long. But I wasn't going for, like, yes, I understand that the balayage, it works the best on long hair. I know that, absolutely. But, it is possible. It is possible to balayage short hair. So I hadn't gone in for a consultation, because it wasn't, I don't know. I don't know. I don't have the answer for that. But I went in, she's just like, yeah, we can't do that. And I was like, all right, so what can we do? And she's like, well, you know, I could paint some pieces and, you know, try and make it work. So she painted, you know, lightened some pieces and then basically put a demi-gloss over my hair. Now, a demi-gloss is not permanent. It is like hardly, you know, you basically, if you put a gloss in your hair, expect to have to go back in for the gloss again in like 2 or 3 weeks, especially a red gloss, because it just doesn't, they're not permanent. It's not gonna stick. So she painted a couple pieces and then put this gloss over my hair, and I'm sitting in the chair and I'm like, yeah, I dig this. This looks good. And, I wash it and it literally looked like it had never been done. My natural hair color came back because she didn't lighten my whole head. She just painted some pieces with some lightener, and the pieces that were painted was the color that I wanted. But the rest of my head was still my natural color. So you can imagine what that looked like. And my 62-year-old former hairdresser aunt is like, Melissa, what did you pay hundreds of dollars for? Because this is just not it. So I called and I'm like, hey, I was just in and it's just not looking like I wanted it to. It's really not my jam. I'm not vibing. And I was very kind about it because yeah, that's it's somebody's art, you know, it's their job to make you feel confident. And they always tell you, it's always like, if you're not happy with it, come back in. And I always get scared because I don't want to hurt anybody's feelings. And I went in and she was not very kind about it. Now, don't get me wrong. I am a thick-skinned Italian girl. If you know, you know. Like, I don't get hurt very easily. And I just felt very, bullied into, something that I really didn't want. And I was just like, okay, yeah. So I leave that day with fire truck red hair. And I cried. And I still hated it. It was still so awful. It was still not what I wanted at all whatsoever. But you're sitting in the chair and they want you to like it so bad that you're like, yeah, it's great. And she's like, yeah, are you sure? Are you sure it's good? Like, everything's good, right? And I'm like, yeah. We've all been there. And if we haven't been there, you're lucky. And since then, I haven't dyed my hair. That was like one of the worst experiences for me. I was very uncomfortable. And like I said, like, I'm very understanding. I'm not very picky. If she had said, let's try this, but the moral of the story, the moral of where I'm getting to is trust. You should be able to trust the person that is giving you this beauty service. You should be able to completely trust and confide in them. And, if they're confident, you should feel confident. And I went in and I was interested in a partial set because I really was anxious. I never thought that I would be the person to get eyelash extensions because every time I've put on a strip lash, I hate it. I'm not here for the way that it looks. I have very small hooded eyes. I felt like it made my eyes look smaller. I was really nervous about it. So I went in only expecting to get a partial set. I had told Catherine so many times, and she knew. Like, she knows me. I trust her. We've been, doing the things. I've been her client for a couple of years now. And she was like, Melissa, I really just think that you should go for the full set. I think you're gonna like it. I'm confident. I think it's gonna be okay. And I was like, all right, then let's just do it. If the person who is doing this for you, they've either gone to school, they have a license, they're professionally trained, they know what they're doing. Like, they're here for a reason, they're getting paid and they're here and you're paying this money for a reason. You have to be able to trust them. And Catherine is that person for me. I definitely feel like I have definitely found somebody that I can go to, that I trust, I know is going to take care of me. I know that if I texted Catherine right now and I was like, hey girl, it's not working, let's figure something out, she wouldn't make me feel any kind of anything. She'd figure it out for me, we would get it settled, and I wouldn't feel like I had, hurt her feelings. Because it's not a matter of that, their job is to make you leave feeling beautiful, to make you leave feeling confident. And they want to have that satisfaction too. That's their job, that's what they're doing for you. So, the whole point is that you should be able to say, hey, I'm not happy with this, like, let's fix it. And they want you to be happy. And so on and so forth. So, I definitely would recommend Catherine to absolutely anyone. I absolutely love it. And on the same topic, I've had people ask me, people I will not name, they'll say, Melissa, I know somebody that went and got their eyelashes done for $60 and it's going to last just as long. So why did you go and spend $200? Like, that's a lot of money. Yeah, it is a lot of money. But I knew I was going to be getting this. I saved for it. I don't get anything else done. Like I just said, I haven't gotten my hair done in a year. My aunt cuts my hair for free. I don't get my nails done. I can't have them done at work. Like, if this is the only thing I'm going to do, I'm going to do it. And, I am paying for the quality. I am. I know that Catherine is going to take care of me. I know that, I'm getting the best service. I'm getting the best quality. I know that I'm paying that $200 and I want to pay that for her. You know what I mean? Like, I want to do it. You know, I don't want to go to some, you know, and a lot of the places aren't that sanitary. You're not getting the best quality products. Like I asked Catherine, I just sent her a message and I asked her, like, what are some of the products that you used? I want to know what they are, because I know that she's not, like, skimping on the products that she's using on her clients. I mean, honestly. And it is so relaxing and you feel so comfortable. And that, for me, is why I'm paying the $200. Especially since I've had such bad experiences. I want to pay $200 to go somewhere that I'm going to feel comfortable. I know that if I'm not happy, I could get it fixed. And I know that I am in trustworthy hands. That's why I pay the $200 for this service. So, let's get into what the rest of, you know, this episode's going to be about, obviously, right? So, that was a big spiel, but I think it's a very important spiel because you want to make sure that you are going to a trustworthy person, a professional person, you are comfortable. Listen, if you're comfortable with the person that you're going to for $60, stay, whatever, absolutely. You need to do what's best for you, and that was that whole spiel. You need to do what makes you feel comfortable, you need to do what's best for you, and you want to make sure that the person you're going to, you can trust, and they're confident in what they're doing and how everything's going to go. So, what else are we going to talk about? Well, I'm going to talk to you guys step by step, my experience, how everything was. I have some stuff to talk about. I asked Catherine some questions, and I'm patiently waiting for all of her info. And then I'm just gonna, you know, review the whole thing for you. I want to talk to you guys about everything, what to expect after, how I've been cleaning, things like that. I want to get everything covered in this from my own experience so that I could give you guys the down low, because I know, at least for me, things like this make me extremely anxious. I don't take these things lightly. I get very anxious, and I like to know everything. I like somebody to make me feel like I know everything, I'm going in prepared, and I am ready for anything that is thrown my way. So, that is what I am here to do for you guys today. So I'm going to give you all of the information that I can. I'm going to give you my entire experience from beginning to end, and some of the things that I've encountered after the fact, and what to worry about, what not to worry about, and obviously everything that I'm going to get from Catherine. So, yeah, guys, this is going to be a big one, so buckle in, okay? I'm going to take my first little break here, and then we're going to hop into my experience from the beginning right to the end. I'm going to tell you every single little detail. I know I would want to hear it, so I want to share it with you guys. So I will be right back super fast. Stick around, yeah.
The GSMC Life and Happiness Podcast takes you on a journey of exploration. We'll discuss tried and true methods alongside the latest trends of how to best live your life to its fullest and happiest. From psychology to meditation, science to self-help books, the GSMC Life and Happiness Podcast will help you to discover what makes you happy and how you can live life being the best you possible. Download the GSMC Life and Happiness Podcast on iTunes, Stitcher, SoundCloud, Google Play, or anywhere you find podcasts. Just type GSMC in the search bar.
Alrighty, everyone, I'm back. First of all, I just have to say, if you have never had the Trader Joe's almond butter granola, you're missing out. I have it for breakfast almost like every morning. I literally just shoved a whole bunch down my throat. I love it so much. It's so good. So, first and foremost, I'm going to be talking about now basically my entire day, the entire appointment from start to finish. So, I want to talk about everything. And then I texted Catherine, I want to know about the products. I want to know, what to look out for, things like that. And then I'm going to talk to you guys about what to expect after the fact. Because there were some things that I was a little, woo, what? And then, my review on the entire thing. So, my appointment was at 12 o'clock. I was able to get there early. Catherine was going to be in a little early, so I went a little early. I got there around 11:45. I always recommend that you get to your appointments like this early, because if they're running early, they can always, hop you in, and, you can possibly get done early, or, it just makes life easier for them. Any kind of appointment like this, be early. So, I get there, and this place is so cute. They used to, now the salon that Catherine works for, they have a big salon in downtown Scranton, and it's called Lavish, and they used to have this little room, because it's a pretty big place, but they would have, the one side is like a little shop, there's clothes and stuff like that. The other side is the hairdressers, all of their mirrors and chairs and all of that. They have a little waiting room in the center, and then the break room on the other side. So, if you go right down the hall to the left, there would be this little room with a curtain, and that was also the waiting room for, if you were processing and they had another client, so there would be a little curtain there. And Catherine used to be right back there in that little nook with the curtain, and that's where I first went when I was getting my lifts and tints. And since then, that was a long time ago, oh my gosh. Since then, they have a new place for eyelashes and eyebrows, and it's a whole separate building. It's a little bit down the way from the actual salon, and it is so cute and cozy in there. I love it so much. I'm sure Catherine loves it too. She has a whole lot more room now. But they have a cute little setup for any kind of retail stuff, and it's just very cozy and calming and just really nice. So I get in there, and of course, we have to wear masks now, COVID, so I'm wearing my mask, and I get in there, and I lay down. Now, they have these pillows that have, the little divot in them, so that your head kind of just, fits perfectly in them, and it's, I don't want to say it's, like a massage chair that's, laid out flat, but it's similar. And, you lay on your back, and it's super comfy, it's super calming, and Catherine or the lash tech would sit behind you. So right behind your head, they're sitting there, and they have their whole table set out with all of their stuff. And typically, if it was somewhere new, I would want to take a really good look at that table, just to make sure that everything is sterile and everything's good. You can even ask if you're really concerned about it. I wasn't, because I've been going to Catherine for a long time. I know that she's, doing everything she's got to do. I trust her completely. So they sit behind you, right behind your head. And the first thing that Catherine did is she basically tapes down my lower lash line. And then I think it was an eye mask that she put on, right over that. So while the whole process is going on, I also have a little eye mask on. So I asked her, so obviously, after I go through my experience, hopefully I could get, Catherine's point of view with a little bit more detail. So then we get two separate points of view in here. So, she tapes down my, lower lash line. That's always the hardest part for me. It's not that I have sensitive eyes. I bet if you're the kind of person that wears contacts, this doesn't bother you. Because they get very close up and personal with your eye, and it's just hard for me. I'm not the kind of person that's up close with my eyes. I'm not touching my eyeballs very often. I don't know. It's just, that part is very difficult for me. And, she puts on the tape, and then I think it was an eye mask that she put on over it to just, super cute, super fun. Love it. So, also in this process, if something is bothering you, speak up. if, I had the little piece of tape on my left eye was driving me insane. I was like, Catherine, I'm so sorry. Can we just assess? And, they want you to be comfortable because it's a very long process. If you're getting a full set, full volume out here looking like voluminous, it takes a long time. At least I think Catherine booked me for 2 hours. That's the basic amount of time, for a full set. If, you're getting, like I said, if it all depends on the kind of set that you're getting. So it could take up to 2 hours. So you want to be comfortable. You want to make sure that you are comfortable. You want to make sure that, everything is going well before you get started, because once you get started, it could be a little rough. So I lay there, she does all that, and then we're talking about what I want. So before we get started, she knows. She says, Melissa, now I know you want to go natural. And this is when we had the conversation about partial and full sets. I'll go into that a little bit later. I'll explain them a little bit later. I know we talked about it in my other episode, but I do feel like that's important. So then we're talking about what I want. It's basically a little consultation. This happened a little bit beforehand, though. We had this conversation before I had come in for my appointment, too, where I was like, I want it to look super natural. I'm not the biggest fan of my, of like strip lashes, and, it's just never been for me. So she knew. She's like, all right, Melissa, we want to go natural. Is there anything else that you want in particular? And that's when I told her, I was like, yes, of course, you're right. I want to stay natural, but I do want a little bit of a fan out, a little bit longer in length at the ends of my eye. And she goes, yeah, sure, of course, we could do that. So then she says, now, Melissa, I know you wanted to go for the partial set, but I think that we should just go right ahead for the full set. I think you're going to like it. I really do think that that you're going to be, you're going to be happy with it. And I said, yeah, you know what? You're right. If you think that I'm going to be happy with it, you're the boss here. Let's do it. So we get started. Now, obviously my eyes are closed the whole time, so I don't see anything. It's just, a whole lot of like, you feel everything, right? So from what I understand, from what I felt, basically she separates your eyelashes. So, because these are individual lashes that are glued onto your own lashes. I feel like that's something that people it doesn't click, because at least for me, it didn't click. Like, where are these getting glued to? How are these going to stay? They are being glued to your own natural eyelashes. So she separates the eyelashes and she'll glue that individual lash onto your own lash. Now, I literally couldn't even feel this. I want you to know. There was no discomfort at all whatsoever for me. The only thing, and I just said it before, but I'll say it again. The only thing that really bothers me is the very beginning when we're taping down even when I get my lashes lifted and tinted, it's the same deal. We have to basically taper down those lower lashes so they don't get in the way. And even with that, I just get so sensitive when it comes to that part. And oh gosh, my eyes were like watering when she was trying to fix the tape. It's just so hard for me. But the actual, gluing of the lashes onto your own, you really can't feel anything. It's not like it's a heaviness. It's not like, there's a poke or anything. Nothing. I did not feel this process practically at all. So basically she'll put on a couple, and then she had this little fan. It was really cute. I couldn't see it, but I felt it. And she would dry them and brush them. And, it wasn't, you gotta be careful when you're brushing them that you're not being too rough with them, because you also have to remember that these are, they're fragile. They're fragile. You don't want to be too rough, right? So she's putting them on, she's brushing them through, she's fanning them out. And it seems like a process of like, I really had no idea how many lashes she had put on my eye until I just looked it up today. I literally could not even tell because it was so fast too. I was only in there for an hour. It was an hour, and she had said to me, I'm going to go natural. We're going to start it out. And then if you want to add more, we'll add more. And I was like, that sounds perfect to me. So she, gets finished and she takes off the tape, takes off the little eye mask, and she's fanning them again, brushing them through, fanning them again, brushing them through. It is such a relaxing process. I love that. Like, I know that, like, you don't normally, like, brush through your eyelashes, but, like, even now after the fact, like, I'm constantly just, like, brushing through them and, like, oh, I love them. I love them so much. So, like I said, she's fanning them, brushing them through, making sure that they're dry, and before I knew it, it was over. So she's taking everything off, and I take a look at my eyelashes, and I knew I was in trouble. I knew that this was gonna be, some trouble for me. So, what I will say is I absolutely love them. Now, because they are glued onto your natural lashes, if you have, trouble not touching your eyes or things like that, those first 24 hours are absolutely crucial. You want to be so gentle with them. You don't want to get them wet. And I have oily skin. Yes, I've said that plenty of times. But, you don't want to get them in contact with oil. The oil can break down the glue and then they could come undone. And I kind of found that out the hard way. It was a little sad. So I knew that this was going to be hard for me, this part, because I sleep on my face very often. And I tried very hard. I was like, I really need to be more gentle in my sleep. And I would just wake up and be like laying on my face and it would be like all scrunched up and folded. And I'm like, oh no. Now, I will say, I really thought at first, I was like, oh my God, like I'm losing so many, like this is crazy, like what's going on, like why is this happening? I have lost 6 lashes in the past 2 days. Now, I know that sounds a little crazy, you're like, Melissa, relax. I literally did not even know, though, how many lashes she had been, like, putting on. So let's talk. I'm just going to talk about that really quick right now. Because I looked this up right after I was like, oh my God, like, they're falling out. Like, why should I, like, be texting Catherine? Like, why are they all falling out? I was being really dramatic, but what else is new? So I literally just looked it up on Google. This is a website that I don't think I've ever visited or heard of. It's thehouseofsnob.com. How many lashes in a full set and how many extensions needed per eye. So, it's all different, of course. It all matters with the eye, with the style, of course. We have to understand that. So, a full set is very varied in the amount of, like, the exact number of lashes that you use. It all depends on the person that you're working with, of course. But the average number for a full set, it could be anywhere between 90 to 150 lashes per eye on the upper lid. So, if I had to guess, I've probably got somewhere between, I don't know, on the lower end. I would say I've definitely got somewhere on the lower end because I wanted something very natural. I didn't want anything super crazy. So, yeah, I would have to say I'm definitely on the lower end. So losing 6 lashes in the past 2 days is not insane. Especially since I've got really oily skin. I knew that was going to be a problem for me. I knew the oily skin and the way that I sleep. Because the way that you lose these lashes, the way that they're going to fall out is by coming into contact with oil, having overly oily skin, hi, me, your, the way that you sleep, hi, me, and also, oh gosh, what was the last one? Just natural, lash fallout. Sorry, I literally just had the biggest brain fart. Just your natural lash fallout. Like, I would like to know, let's look that up, because I would like to know how many lashes do you lose a day? How many lashes do you shed a day? On average, a person can lose up to 20% of their natural lashes every 2 weeks. Natural eyelashes grow in and fall out in cycles, which occurs every 60 to 90 days. Depending on their individual lash growth cycles, a person can typically shed between 1 to 5 natural lashes every day. So, that is totally common. It is totally normal. So to lose a couple, especially for me, when I fall under that category, like average people are losing 1 to 5 natural lashes every day. So on average, you're going to lose a handful of lashes every day. And on top of that, my skin is oily to the max. And on top of that, I sleep like a crazy person. I literally am like always rolling over like on my face, and I was trying so hard. There was one night that I literally could not get back to sleep. My fiance and I were up. It was like totally random at like 3 a.m. wide awake. And it was because I was so anxious over the fact that I would sleep on my face and ruin my lashes. And I just I wanted to take care of them. I get a little, and you guys obviously know that because we talk about this all the time. I get crazy about aftercare. I want to take care of what I do to myself and all of my things. That's just, the natural way that people are. I spent $200 and I love the way that this looks. I want to make sure that I can make them last the longest and they look the best and so on and so forth. So, at the end of my appointment, Catherine had said to me, typically you can come in for a fill around 3 weeks from now. So, a month, give or take. Now, I scheduled my next appointment. I don't know what I'm going to do, but I would always recommend this because this is what Catherine said to me. And I'm going to recommend it to you guys because I think it's a great idea. So, for me personally, I don't know if this is going to be a recurring thing for me, if I'm going to go in every 3 weeks and I'm going to do this. With that being said, I still made the appointment because if I get there in 3 weeks and I want to try something different, or, I want to do something a little bit more natural, or even if I just want to get them taken out the right way instead of just letting them fall out, I have all of those options available to me. And you don't have to worry about it when the time comes, because if you wait those 3 weeks and then you have to wait another 2, by the time you get to that 2, it's not going to be a fill anymore. It's going to be a full set, because the whole point of going in those 3 weeks is that you're filling in what is gone. So in a fill-in, now let's look that up. When you do a fill-in, eyelash extension fill-in count. Maybe that will get us there. So a fill-in is about 50 lashes per eye. No, that's not right. That can't be right. Oh, that's how many lashes are in a full set of lashes. Now, this is totally different. Okay, let's look at this one, because this looks a little bit more, trustworthy here. So, on average, it takes about an hour to apply 50 lashes per eye. If you only have 50 lashes per eye, that would be a full set for you. Okay, so if you want, okay, great. That makes total sense. So 50 lashes per eye is about an hour. 100 lashes per eye is about 2. So if you get a fuller set, if you get something a little bit more like out there, a little more voluminous, it's going to take more time. Like I already said, we already totally covered that. Shut up, Melissa. So I want to see. Oh, I guess it doesn't say anything about fills. That's interesting. So basically the whole point of the fill is to go in and get it fixed. So they're necessary, it says every 2 to 4 weeks. I guess it just depends on how many lashes fall out in those 2 to 4 weeks, because if you go in and all of your lashes fell out, it's not a fill. It's going to be a full set again. So, like I was saying before we got totally derailed, if you make that appointment for your fill, quote, you can fill it, you can get them removed, you can try something different. Like, there are so many options with having that appointment set up for you already. And if you don't want it, just cancel it. Obviously make sure that you cancel it in enough time to, be respectful towards, the person that's doing this for you. But I recommend making this appointment so that your options are open. So, with that being said, guys, I'm going to take my second break, and then I'm going to come back and I'm going to talk to you guys about I'm getting some information from Catherine. That's going to be really cool. We're basically going to talk about it from her point of view. And then I'm going to give you my full review. What I think, how I would recommend it, what I would do, and what to look for afterwards. So I'll be right back, guys.
Tired of searching the vast jungle of podcasts? Now listen close and hear this out. There's a podcast network that covers just about everything that you've been searching. Hey! The Golden State Media Concepts Podcast Network is here. Nothing less than a podcast bliss with endless hours of podcast coverage. From news, sports, music, fashion, cooking, entertainment, fantasy, football, and so much more. So stop lurking around and go straight out to the Golden State Media Concepts Podcast Network. Guaranteed to fill that podcast itch. Whatever it may be. Visit us at www.gsmcpodcast.com. Follow us on Facebook and Twitter, and download us on iTunes, SoundCloud, and Google Play.
Alright, people, so this is questionably the most important, segment of this episode. So, we talked about my time, what I thought, and my POV, if you will, of the lash appointment. So, I got some really cool info from Catherine from basically her side of the chair, and we're gonna see what she has to say, right? Okay. So, basically, Catherine sent me this really long message. Thank you, Catherine. And I'm basically we're gonna read it. I'm gonna run through. I have pulled up here the brand that she uses. We're gonna go through and check out their site. We're gonna do it all. We are gonna go in depth here on this bad boy. Okay? Alright, so, Catherine says... She uses Lavish Lash products. Whoa, say that 5 times fast. Lavish Lash products. She says that they come in a variety of curl, thickness, and length so that it could be totally custom for each client. So, of course, I'm up here pulling up lavishlashes.com. We gotta check it out, right? So, I went on their site and I found, like, their About Us thing. I always go to this when I'm looking at sites for things like this, like beauty products and beauty services. So, oh yeah, let's see what they say. Lavish Lashes is an exciting new product and technique for thicker, longer, and naturally abundant looking eyelashes. So, they talk about for professional use. Obviously, I'm not the professional. That's Catherine. So, you know, that kind of stuff is more for her. It says they're professional quality. They are semi-permanent. They could last 4 to 6 weeks. We knew that already. Now they do say here, which is interesting, the average cycle of a single lash is about 90 days. But of course, that we already talked about, factors such as your eyelash characteristics, your lifestyle, general care of your lashes, it's going to affect how long they last. We already talked all about that. Oh my gosh, I'm such a terrible sleeper with them. Like, I literally stay up at night. Like, I find myself waking up because I'm so scared that I'm sleeping wrong. And, like, you know, you can't, like, control how you sleep while you're sleeping. I mean, if you can, let me know. Maybe I could learn. But, like, I will stay up in the middle of the night. It's kind of crazy. Like, I'll get so anxious that I'm sleeping on them wrong and that they're all gonna fall out in the morning. Oh, man. So, these lashes have a natural looking curve. Like Catherine said, they're all different curls, so you can choose whatever you want. But they'll appear as if they actually have their own root to the lash to make it look super natural. And, oh my gosh, they come in colors? Stop it. That's so cool. Could you imagine getting, like, a couple that are a different color? They say they have blue and green, which are very popular to help accentuate the natural beauty and color of one's natural eye color and lashes. Guys, that is literally so cool. I can't believe that. Wait, I really should have just gone for it, don't you think? Maybe next time. But if I would get a color, I would either get blue or purple. I don't know about green, which is a really interesting a color. It says that it's one of the most popular, blue and green. I don't know if I'd do green. Now it says natural feel. When professionally and properly applied, super important, you cannot feel any difference after having your lashes enhanced. Now, I will say, I think that that's relatively true. I have now had them for 2 or 3 days now. We'll go, give or take, whatever. And the first couple of days, I definitely felt them. I feel like as I was getting used to them, because obviously you have to get a little bit used to them. So I feel like as I was getting used to them, you know, I could feel them. They did bother me a little bit, a little itchy, and I had to be a little bit more conscious of, like, rubbing my eyes and things like that. So I feel like the first day, I definitely felt them, and there was definitely a little bit of, I wouldn't even say discomfort. I mean, really just like, okay, they're there. I feel that they're there, and I need to be conscious about it, but I forgot today that I had them on. Like, somebody said to me, oh my gosh, your lashes are so pretty, and I was like, oh, really? Like, wow, I didn't do anything to them, and then I was like, wait. Yes, I did. I literally forgot that I had my lashes done. So, it does say, though, if you do feel a difference, your lashes were not properly applied, and you need to contact your professional. I mean, like I just said, I wasn't feeling discomfort. It was just like, they're there, and I need to be conscious that they are there, and that is it. So, but they're right. You feel discomfort, you gotta let them know. Now it says, natural wear, shower, swim, spa, worry-free, which, I will say, I went in the hot tub today, and, totally fine, because I feel like, I don't know if it's just me. It might just be me, because I am a crazy overthinker, but I just get nervous that, like, the steam in, like, a hot tub type situation, or a shower type situation, like, I know it's probably totally not possible, but you know how they say that when, like, the steam opens your pores? And, I know at least, like, with my eyebrow laminations and tints, that's why they say, like, not to get them wet, because the water could open your pores, and, you know, so on and so forth, but I just get so nervous about the steam that it's gonna, like, loosen the glue, or, you know, whatever the case may be. I don't know, I feel like I just overthink. Obviously, I have anxiety. So, I just get really nervous about everything, really, all the time. Okay, wait, no. They're literally talking exactly about what I'm saying. So it says, occasional short visits to the sauna or a steam room are fine, but daily or extensive exposure to steam or intense heat may cause the bonding agent to loosen. So I'm not crazy. I'm out here, like, gaslighting myself. I'm like, I just might be crazy. No. It's true. And if it happens, you may have to get, your application corrected, of course. Makes complete sense. So let's check out some products, shall we? I want to see what's going on here. Oh, they have stuff about training. Oh, let's look at some frequently asked questions, too. About aftercare? Yes, that's what I want to listen to. All right. Lash extension shed, of course, we already talked about that. So let's see what else they have to say. Avoid using oil-based products. We talked about that in that the other episode about eyelashes. Catherine said the same thing. You know, you want to be sure that you're using oil-free products, any kind of oil. Like, for example, I told you guys I got the Garnier micellar water, but in the shower, I've already talked about this, I wash my face with the Kiehl's sativa seed oil cleanser. So in order to keep it completely away from my eyes at all costs, I have been, just keeping it below my eyes. I won't put it on my forehead because I really want to make sure, I want to do everything I can. And I'm sure everybody's like that. You want to do everything you can to make them last the longest. It's like getting the bang for your buck out here. So Any kind of oil-based product you want to keep away from your eyes. Wait at least 24 hours before getting your lashes wet. Keep your hands off your lashes. Catherine told me this too, and it's really hard. It's so hard because I'm constantly rubbing my eyes. I'm constantly itchy. My allergies, I get itchy eyes, so it's just so hard for me to keep my hands off my eyes. But it's also, like, don't pull them off. Some people get weird like that, like they feel like they need to pick them off, and it gets a little bad. Don't do that. You can damage your real lash and the root of your real lash, and then that could cause probably your lashes not growing back. Not good. It says use water washable mascara. Now, I'm pretty sure Catherine told me not to wear mascara. Let me look at her message really quick. Make sure that she said it to me. It's not in this message, but I'm almost positive. Catherine, are you out there? I'm almost positive she said not to wear mascara, but if this page is also saying just use water washable mascara, I don't know. I totally wouldn't. I haven't been. You really don't need it. I thought about putting mascara on my lower lash line the other day, but I skipped it. I don't know. I wouldn't, but, whatever. It says cleanse your eyes, of course. Now, I don't know if anybody ever saw, I have this, nightmare about eyelashes. It was, this picture or this video going around of this, disgusting, bug, crawling in your eyelashes, and the caption was this is the bug that hangs out in your eyelashes if you don't wash your mascara off your face before you go to sleep, and it scares the absolute bejesus out of me. I can't. I literally get so scared just thinking about it. So, what I've been doing is I'll do it every night and every morning, because I do get especially oily. If I feel like doing it for a third time during the day, I will, because I get especially oily and I sleep on my face. So I will wash as often as possible. And I told you guys already, just, put it on the cotton pad and soak it on the cotton pad. But cleanse your eyes. It says gentle products. It says also avoid using cotton swabs when cleansing the lash line. Always use a sponge applicator or a micro swab, which can gently sweep across the base of your lashes without leaving behind trace fibers. Okay. Oh my gosh, they're literally about to talk about sleeping. I literally knew. Hold on, okay. So let's see what they say. Are you a side sleeper? Okay. To avoid rubbing your eyes too aggressively on your pillow while sleeping, you may want to... What? Oh my gosh, they have a product for this. Save My Face Pillow, which provides support to your neck and head while freeing the space around your eyes to prevent wrinkling and damaging your lashes. Eyelash extensions add extra weight to your natural eyelash, so any additional weight or stress from perming, curling, or tinting should be avoided. Whoa, they literally called me out. Maybe I should get that pillow. Or even just, use a neck pillow at night. Maybe it'll, stabilize I can't sleep on my back. I cannot do that. I literally can't even think about it. Okay, so let's see if there's anything else on here that we might want to see. Frequently asked questions. Oh, about safety. Let's take a look. They sell this. Now, this is obviously the website where Catherine gets all of her products from. I just thought it would be interesting to see, okay. Well, this is really just a whole lot of stuff that we already kind of went over, so totally fine. So, like I said, it's lavishlashes.com. That is those are the products that Catherine uses. And yeah, she said, I'll say it again, they come in a variety of curl, thickness, and length to be custom for each client. So absolutely perfect, right? Now, Catherine also says, now we're going to talk more about the process right now. So, the process for, she says, it's isolating a single natural lash and then adhering the extension to that natural lash, and then moving throughout the eye, repeating it until the eye is full to the desired look. So that's basically what I said, I think. So she'll basically go through your eye. You have let's just say 90, you have a lot of eyelashes, and she'll separate your eyelashes and take that, because they're single lashes. I don't know if I ever said that in this entire episode, but I'll just clarify. They are single lashes. So she'll take that single lash and glue it to your single natural lash. And it's so close to the root, it's like right on your lash line. And she'll go throughout your entire eye until you get that desired look that you want. Now, what I will say is, I wonder what it's like because like my set is obviously a natural set. It's not a crazy amount of lashes. I would just wonder if like the fuller sets, it's like on every single one of your eyelashes. You know what I mean? Like if you have sparse lashes, that's a question I should ask Catherine. Maybe I'll get back to you guys on that. But if you have like sparse lashes and you want to get a full set, is it even possible? Because you're gluing them to your natural lash. It's not like you're gluing it to the lash line. You know what I'm saying? Would you guys wonder the same thing? I don't know. Okay. But then she says, let's move on. He's on down the road. I'm in such a weird mood today. So now she says, after the entire process, 24 to 48 hours, you have to keep them dry. So I guess I said before too, like I had kept them dry for 48 hours and I felt like it was bad that I kept them dry that long. But Catherine says it, 24 to 48 hours. So 24 is obviously safe, but wait as long as you can. I always say with this stuff, if you can wait that long, just wait it out. So there she is again, Catherine, coming for me with how I sleep. Look out for the way you sleep on them, which will cause more to fall out than normal and could be damaging. I am really sure that that's what made mine, like, fall out. So, not so fast, because they really didn't. But, like, the first day, I told you guys, like, 6 of them fell out, and I was like, what's going on? But I think that it's really just because of the way that I sleep, which is a sad story, because I'm trying really hard. I told you guys, like, I wake up in the middle of the night, and I'm like, am I sleeping on my lashes? So, maybe I'll figure it out, I don't know. She says, minimal rubbing of the eyes to prolong the wear of them between fills. Obviously, they also said on the website, do not touch the lashes. Do not touch them. I also feel like not only should you not touch them because, to disturb them or whatever, but like your hands, it's like, obviously COVID, but your hands have so much bacteria and nasty stuff. You really shouldn't be touching your eyes anyway, but, I know we all do, so it's totally fine. But, I always get nervous, like I was just saying about like the bugs. You shouldn't be touching your eyelashes. Your eyelashes are actually meant to keep the debris out of your eyes. So, keep your hands off them. Keep your hands off them. I mean, we all do it. I know. It's really hard. Like I was just saying, I get my allergies with itchy eyes, so it's just like, I'm constantly rubbing my eyes. It really sucks. It's just not cute. So, the good things that Catherine has to say about the eyelashes. Wake up and go, which is so true. I literally just put a little brush through them and call it a day. It's that easy. I did say it's a little hard for them to stay in place, but I mean, they're pretty good, They do what they gotta do, alright? And then confidence, compliments, and a hassle-free daily routine. So, I think that's what's most important about this, like the hassle-free part of it, because it's just that easy. You wake up, you get out of bed, and it is one of those things that's gonna make you feel so good and so confident. So, I hope you guys like this little thing. I could totally do more stuff like this. I love, involving people in my episodes. But it is time for another short break, guys, so I will be right back.
Do you want to be healthier, yet you just don't know what to do? All these shows telling you this and that, but nothing seems to work. Well, listen close. Golden State Media Concepts has got something great for you. The Health and Wellness Podcast dedicated to workout trends, healthy eating habits, diet, and everything about healthy living. Join us in our banters as we help you not just live life to the fullest, but live it to the healthiest.
are back for the final segment here, what I think everybody's really interested in. At least I would be. So, we talked about, a big spiel on super important things, in the very beginning. Go back. Definitely take a listen. But, we also talked about my point of view from start to finish, and we talked about Catherine's point of view, we talked about products, we talked about a whole lot. So now, I'm going to give you guys some insight for what to look for afterwards and, my review. My basic review on the whole thing. So, I mentioned this before, and I'm going to go a little bit more in depth. So, yes, I made a big spiel about make that appointment when you're there for your fill-in, quote. So, what I think I'm going to do. It all depends on when I get there, how I'm feeling about it, what the deal is. I see this for me being an event-to-event ordeal. Basically, I'll go in and I'll get the set and I'll either let them fall out on their own or do the little removal process. But I see this being an event thing for me. I don't know if I would do this all the time. I always get a little nervous to do things like this as often, from what I said about my eyelash lifts and tints. Sometimes it could do a toll on your eyelashes. It's like bleaching your hair. You gotta give it a break. Especially your eyelashes, they're very sensitive hair. You need to give them a break. So I think for me, at least, this is going to be an as-needed for events type thing. Although, like I said, I'm not sure what I'm going to do at my next appointment. Part of me kind of wants to, do something a little different. Maybe instead of doing the fan out, do something that is going to complement my eye shape. It all really depends, for me, at least, because I love what they look like now. My overall review is a 9 out of 10. I'm very happy with them. I do get frustrated with them. I do. And yes, of course, they're not going to look exactly the same. And I am crazy. I was sitting there staring at myself and I was like, why don't they look the same? And my fiance, Joey, was just like, okay, Melissa, you're being a little insane. You are, you're overthinking this just a little bit. They look good. And I needed to just calm down because I just get a little crazy about those things. So the thing is, they do annoy me. They get weird and, because you can't wear mascara, they don't really stay in place. Like when you put on mascara, your eyelashes don't, move around. They stay kind of right where they are. And, I know when I was a kid, I used to plaster mascara on and my eyelashes, not spidery, but they stay in place. These don't. And I find sometimes, at least in my right eye, that sometimes it gets weird and clumpy, and it's nobody's fault but my eyelashes. Come on, they just can't need to get it together. It's not basically, okay, so let me just give a little disclaimer. First of all, what I'm talking about in these reviews is not my review, my overall thing here. This is my opinion, not on Catherine's service, not on her work, because I'm happy with everything that she did for me. This is my OCD review where I'm this is how I feel. This is me personally, Catherine did a fantastic job and I absolutely recommend her to anyone. This is not a review of her work, because a review of her work would be, this is phenomenal, and I'm not just saying that because I know her. I'm not just saying that because I consider her to be a friend of mine. I really do think that if you are considering this, hit up Catherine, make an appointment, and get down to business. This is literally just my anxiety, my thoughts, my reviews, and, what's been going through my head throughout, the past couple of days having these extensions. This is my first time having these extensions, and, it's just what I'm thinking. I know there's somebody out there that's here with me that, feels the same way. So, back to what I was saying, I do get frustrated with them. They don't stay in place like they do when you put mascara on. I don't really wear a whole lot of eye makeup, so that is not an issue for me. You could wear eye makeup. It just has to be cleaned right after you wear it. You never want to wear makeup overnight. But, that being said, you have to make sure that if you're putting on makeup with your extensions, you are cleaning your extensions while also making sure that you get rid of all of that makeup. Now, like I said, I don't really wear a whole lot of eye makeup. I don't, on a regular basis. If I'm going to do anything, I'm going to put a little eyeshadow in my crease, like a little bronzer or something in my crease. That's really the extent of it. So that doesn't affect me so much. And I don't wear a whole lot of eyeliner. So that's, again, not going to affect me so much. But those things are not completely off the table. So you can wear eye makeup. You just need to make sure that you're cleaning and keeping, taking care of everything. You paid a good amount of money, so make sure that you take care of your lashes. So, I want to talk a little bit more about the losing the lashes thing, because I did kind of freak out. I lost a couple when I brushed them, and then, so there was this, it was literally bothering me all night. There was this one lash that was driving me insane. I felt like it was poking me in the eye, and I woke up the next morning, this morning, and I went to go look at it, and it looked like the base of the lash, it was glued onto my lash, obviously, right? But the base of the lash extension had, unglued, and I get it. I have oily skin, and I sleep like a crazy person, so it's not Catherine's fault by any means. I totally understand that. I'm just, again, talking about my anxiety and frustrations. So I took my thumb and I had just touched it, my thumbnail, just the tiniest bit. And I wanted to check and see that the base had been unglued. And it was. And then it went sideways. And then I basically just had to very carefully, because do not do this, do not do this, do not do this. Basically pull it out. I didn't lose my natural lash. It's still intact. And it didn't make my eyelashes look totally weird or wonky or anything, but it was bothering me literally all night. So I know that I lost the lashes that I did because of the way that I sleep. I have super oily skin, and then your natural lash shed. That is not the technician's fault. It's not. I know that I have super oily skin. I knew that going into this, and I need to make a better effort to sleep better. I know, but that's so hard. So hard. I can't stop myself in a deep sleep and be stop sleeping on your face, stupid. It's hard. It's very hard. So, I cleaned them today for the first time. I don't know. I can't remember if I already talked about this in this episode, but I want to talk about it again because I was gentleness, a gentle hand is key. And I cleaned them for the first time today. Now, I kind of regret it, because you can't get them wet for 24 hours. And I waited 48. I don't, whatever. No big deal. I didn't go anywhere. I didn't do anything. It wasn't like that. But I waited to clean them. And I think because I waited to clean them, that's why my face got so oily. And that's why, the buildup of oil from the 2 nights of sleeping the way that I do, I think that may have also been an impact for my lashes. So I took a cotton round, sorry. And, one of the reusable ones that I got from Amazon, and I got the Garnier, Micellar Water Cleanser. And I, oh gosh, what am I trying to say? Saturated the round in the micellar cleanser. Catherine told me that she literally just lets her lashes sit. She'll soak them in the cleanser and then brush them through and call it a day. So I saturated the cotton round, and then I kind of just pressed, closed my eyes and gently pressed it on my lashes and kind of just let it sit there for a couple of minutes. I did not rub, and I did not brush through with the cotton pad. I did, however, I kept my eyes closed, and then when I opened my eyes, I took the cotton pad and I kind of brushed up the lashes, and then I brushed them through. I did lose one lash doing that. It is not uncommon for you to lose your lashes, especially when those 3 things are happening. That is not the technician's fault. I just want to say that so many times because it's just not. and I kind of freaked out. I was like, why am I losing so many lashes? Like, what's going on? And then, again, I was just being really dramatic. They're totally fine. And, so with that being said, would I recommend this? Of course. I think that this is such a good, if you don't do anything, if you do other things, you know what I mean? But I definitely recommend this for the people that, you don't get your nails done, you don't really get your hair done, but you want to do something that is going to make you feel new and improved, especially with all of this coronavirus stuff. Like, this was a really good thing for me, because I haven't dyed my hair in a year. My aunt cuts my hair. I don't get my nails done. I haven't put on a full face of makeup and I don't even know how long. And, I wanted to do something that was going to give me a little boost. And I was supposed to have a wedding next weekend and it ended up getting canceled, but I didn't want to cancel my appointment because I wanted to do something that was going to make me feel a little bit better. Even if it was just temporary, a little bit better, I wanted to do something that was going to make me feel better. And this was a really good confidence boost for me. I really needed it. And with that being said, I would recommend this. If you wear a whole lot of eye makeup all the time, I still recommend it. I would just say that, it's, for me at least, it's going to be one of those things that's event-based. I don't know if this is going to be something that I'm going to do all the time. I feel like, and I don't know if this is just me. Maybe it is, but at least for me, I like to keep some of those services and some of those things like on hold for events. Like I don't very often get a spray tan. I really only got into that a couple years ago. And I do like super light. You could see all my veins through my legs, and I just don't like that. It's not that I'm trying to, be a different skin color. Not at all, not by any means. You could see my veins through my skin, and I don't like it. So, with that being said, I like to get a spray tan for events. And, I think there's other things. I'm trying to think of the other things that I do. Well, I used to get a lash lift and tint. And, I would dye my eyebrows, and now I have this new thing to save for an event, so that when an event rolls around, you're like, okay, I have my spray tan set up, I have my eyelashes set up, I have my, whatever you're gonna have on call, for your event, so that you feel the absolute best for that event. You feel, whatever makes you feel beautiful and whatever makes you feel special. I know for me, I want to feel the most beautiful and the most special when I have an event to dress up for. Now, when I say event, I know it's very vague. For example, the wedding that I was supposed to have next weekend. Super sad about it. It makes me so sad, especially for them. Anybody who was a bride for 2020, any 2020 brides, I sympathize with you. I feel so bad for all of you, and I couldn't even imagine what you had to go through this year. And I'm so sorry that, your day was put on hold. But, I was supposed to go to a wedding next weekend for my friends, and I was getting this, I had made this appointment for this wedding, and I was going to get my spray tan, and I, was looking at these dresses and everything, and I had everything set out and ready to go, and, this was the one appointment that I didn't cancel, and I, like, events as far as, proms and school dances, like, definitely, I would definitely do this for a school dance. I know that a lot of people just go for the strip lash. It's cheaper, obviously, yes. But, like, this is something that I can't even explain it because it's nothing like a strip lash. It is nothing like, I get it done. Get it done, because once you get it done, you're going to understand what I mean. It's like that extra oomph to your look. Like even Joey was just saying to me this morning, he's like, Melissa, I think it's just really cool how you have all these looks, whether it be like no mascara, no eyelashes, and a brow, or no brow and, the mascara and your glasses and your hair. Like, it's just so cool how you could have all these looks for different, different purposes and different things. And like, and that's for everybody. Everybody can have different looks that they could rock. Everybody could have, everything is temporary for this kind of stuff. And I think if it's going to make you feel good and it's going to make you feel beautiful, don't let somebody shame you for spending money on this. Don't. Not for 1 second. Somebody tried that on me. Well, you heard me talk about it. Why would you spend $60? Well, because I want to. Because it makes me feel good. And because I am going to somebody that I trust with my life, practically. So that's important to me. And I just want to say that I really hope this episode was really beneficial. And I feel like this is one of these like really big up and coming makeup trends that a lot more people need to get on, because these things are, if it's going to make you feel confident and it's going to make you feel beautiful, it's important. And your happiness is always paramount. And if it's going to make you happy, do it. So, with that being said, thank you guys so much for listening to the GSMC Beauty Tips podcast, brought to you by the GSMC Podcast Network. Subscribe to the show. You'll always know when we're going to post, and please leave a review, especially on this one, guys, because I feel like this one could have been a little boring for some people, because I know I could be a little crazy. I know that I could be a little in-depth on some things, but I know there's people out there that want to hear about this kinds of stuff. So leave a review. Let me know what you thought. It's so helpful to us. So subscribe, leave a review. Hopefully I can post a picture of my lashes. I'm just waiting for Catherine to post them from her page, so I could post that over on the podcast page, so then you also could find her page easily. So follow us on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. We are so active. At least me and Betsy are so active on the Instagram. So give us a follow. Give us some comments. I have polls and questions up in there. Make sure you check them out, please. We want to hear from you guys. We love to hear from you guys. Thank you guys so much again for listening, and have a good night.
You've been listening to the Golden State Media Concepts Beauty Tips Podcast, part of the GSMC Podcast Network. You can find this show and others like it at www.gsmcpodcast.com. Download our podcast on iTunes, Stitcher, SoundCloud, Google Play, or anywhere you find podcasts. Just type in GSMC to find all of our shows from the GSMC Podcast Network, from health and wellness to entertainment and life and happiness to sex and relationships. You can also follow us on Twitter and Facebook. Thank you, and we hope you have enjoyed today's episode of the Golden State Media Concepts Beauty Tips Podcast.